You're about to discover the real secrets to captivate a man, make him fall in love with you, and give you the world. Hi, I'm Bob Grant, and I'm a licensed counselor who's going to show you the real secret to understanding men and how to use it to your advantage. Let me ask you, when it comes to men, which of the following do you find yourself saying? Why didn't he call? How can I find the right man? Why do I always date losers? Why doesn't he love me anymore? What am I doing wrong? Why do some women have great relationships with men and mine are always dull, unfulfilling, and boring? If only I could understand men. The important thing to remember is that you're not alone. Most women, whether single or married, have asked themselves these same kinds of questions. Did you know that as a woman, by virtue of your femininity, have in your hands the delicious power to make a man fall in love with you, influence a man to your way of thinking, bring him to his knees, make him want to spend his life with you, and want to fulfill your every desire? It's true. And the best part is that you can do it easily and effortlessly by being yourself, and not shaping yourself into someone just to keep a man interested. I'll give you solid proof of that in just a moment. Watch this entire video and you'll discover how to tap into the power that resides within you, whether you want to revolutionize your dating life, get married, or spark the fire within your marriage. As a licensed counselor for over 20 years, the majority of my private clients are women who've sought my help in creating successful, satisfying romantic relationships. More than certificates and licenses I've accumulated over the years, I take most pride in the number of wedding invitations I receive from my clients who found a wonderful relationship as the result of my advice. I've saved dozens of marriages from disaster, disillusion, or just plain boredom. The method I'm about to reveal to you is not based on theory, guesswork, or psychobabble that's disseminated from pop psychologist, self-help books, and women's magazines. Unlike other resources that claim to help you understand men, my strategy is based on real-life feedback from thousands of real-life women who have tried my methods and found that they produce a dramatic difference in their relationships with men. Now, you can find out what my almost magical insights can do for you. Whether you're a single woman who wants to attract the right kind of man or add romance to your dating life, a woman who dates frequently but finds it hard to sustain a relationship with a man, a woman who wants to be married but can't seem to persuade the man in your life to pop the question, or a married woman who wants to spark the fire within your marriage and enjoy deeper intimacy with your husband. You'll discover the secret that will make you radiate like a warm and glowing campfire and give you an aura that men find absolutely irresistible. Let me ask you, have you ever met that kind of woman? You know, the kind that men fall hopelessly in love with whom men want to spend all their time. They want to please and do anything for this woman, for she brings out the romantic and the passionate side of a man, and that makes men want to do almost anything to please her. What special trait or quality or personality does this kind of woman have that attracts men like a magnet and makes men powerless in her hands and makes them want to spend their lives with her? I've personally met women like this, and here's the startling observation I've made. These women are not necessarily the most beautiful, the tallest, the smartest, the one with the most gorgeous hair or sexy legs or the most ample breast as you might think. In fact, a look back in history reveals the likes of homely divorcee Wallis Simpson, for whom the Duke of Windsor abdicated the throne of England, the early 20th century French writer Colette, described as having a frightful appearance, but who managed to have numerous male conquests. Martha Gellhorn, the plain-looking scholar for whom Ernest Hemingway became lovesick and never recovered. Mumtaz, for whom the Emperor Shah Jahan built the Taj Mahal, and Kate Middleton, who won the heart of Prince William. Then, of course, there's Susan Levin, who managed to capture the heart of the famous actor Robert Downey Jr. To this day, he speaks about her in a way that conveys how much he adores her and would do anything to keep her by his side. These kinds of women know the secret to creating magic with men. And here's the good news for you. If you're like most women who struggle with relationship challenges, the ability to create magic with men is not really magic at all. It's a skill which can be learned by any woman, and that includes you. Before I tell you how to acquire that secret skill, which actually already resides within you, let me ask you a question. Why do most women struggle in their relationships with men? Well, there are many reasons why women have relationship challenges. But as I mentioned before, the main reason is that women simply don't understand men. If a woman really understood men, she'd know how to effortlessly attract men like a magnet, make men powerless in her hands, and have them treat her like a queen and give her everything her heart desires. The main obstacle women face in their effort to understand men is that they turn to all the wrong things. If you're like most women, you probably love talking to your girlfriends about your relationship troubles and asking them for relationship advice. Unless your girlfriend happens to be a professional relationship advisor who has counseled many couples towards successful relationships, and unless she herself has a successful relationship with a man, that's very important, it's really unwise to take advice from your girlfriend, or your mother, sister, cousin, or aunt for that matter. By all means, seek the listening ear of a girlfriend if you simply want to unburden. And if talking to your girlfriend makes you feel better, then by all means, have her listen to you. But always remember that talking to your girlfriends, especially like the characters in the once popular Sex and the City used to do, tends to foster deeper and better friendships with your girlfriends, but it does nothing to improve your relationships with men. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of your girlfriends might indeed have the wisdom to give you good advice, but that advice will almost always be based only on their own limited experience and observation. Just because your girlfriend has had an experience similar to yours doesn't mean her advice applies to your situation. I laugh every time I remember the story of a woman who spent hours on the phone with her girlfriend discussing why her boyfriend was giving her the silent treatment, and what she might have done to provoke it, and what she could do to get him talking again. All the while, her boyfriend was just not in a talkative mood because he was worrying that the carburetor in his car wasn't working right. See, that shows you oftentimes how little women know about men. In fact, the truth is everything you've learned about how to attract a man and keep him is wrong. There's another insidious thing masquerading as relationship advice for women, and that is women's magazines. Women's magazines teach women how to look, be, and act around men, and only serve to impress other women, propagating poor self-image and show women how to hook a man by being everything but themselves. Sadly, most of the relationship tips that women's magazines give were written by women for women, and they don't enable women to understand men at all. What if I told you that you could make a man adore you just by being yourself? Yes, you don't have to be anything but yourself. Now, there's just one condition. You have to understand what a man wants. So will giving a man what he wants get you what you want? The answer is yes. And here's the big secret. Men want to be enraptured by a woman. They may not admit it openly, but they want to be lured, finessed, bewitched, possessed, and seduced by a woman, and they don't mind surrendering to her siren maneuvers and be rendered powerless by her. A man would gladly give anything to a woman who could make him feel good. Unfortunately, most women simply don't know how to make a man feel good. And believe it or not, the majority of women have the mistaken notion that learning a few sexual tricks and bedroom stunts from Cosmo and the Kama Sutra, or cooking him scrumptious meals better than Mama ever made ought to do the trick, and that their man would stay devoted to them forever. Well, honestly, that's an outdated model of thinking derived from old wives' tales that say the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach, or his crotch in most instances. If that were true, then sex therapists, prostitutes, and professional chefs would have the best marriages, wouldn't they? In fact, there's so much more to making a man feel good that meets the eye. While a woman's sexual skills and good cooking are always appreciated by men, seduction is 99% mental sorcery. Over the years, I've wanted to teach this and other powerful relationship principles to more than just the few female clients who are able to travel to my office in Georgia for relationship counseling. So I devised a way to share my relationship principles so that women all over the world can learn to understand men and develop successful relationships with them no matter where they live. So I've written a 115-page ebook entitled The Woman Men Adore and Never Want to Leave, where I reveal all the details of how you can entice a man, make him fall in love with you, and give you the world just by using closely guarded secrets that I've compiled over the last 20 years. For example, on page 110, I reveal a very powerful technique that every woman who wants to know how to inspire her man consistently can use. It works like a charm. All you have to do is say 3 sentences to him, and I give you the word-for-word script. Once you say these words, it's like effortlessly casting a spell over him. He won't be able to get his mind off you, and he will look for every opportunity to please you. Before I tell you how to acquire that secret skill, which actually already resides within you, though dormant, let me ask you a question. Wouldn't you want to know what those 3 sentences are? And if you think that's exciting, and the woman men adore and never want to leave, I'll reveal such mouth-watering secrets as 5 things men crave that women don't know about. Nothing in the world is more exhilarating for a man than these, and if you give them to him, you'll have his undying devotion. The main reason why men choose to get married, or stay married, to a particular woman. These can be summed up in 5 words. Carve these words in your heart and never forget them. The powerful ability a woman possesses that causes men to be interested in her, even if she's not the tallest, smartest, or the most beautiful woman around. Not even looks, sex appeal, money, power, or prestige rate as high as this ability when it comes to making yourself irresistible to men. You can also easily have it with a little practice. Do you know what the #1 man repellent in existence is? Ignore this and you'll make him feel incapable of being your hero. This could very well be a major reason why he's just not that into you. You'll also learn how to speak in a way that hypnotizes a man into feeling safe, so that he'll allow you to influence him with no resistance. How to be yourself and still be loved by a man. I'll show you how to find the courage to be imperfect and be loved in spite of it, and teach you how to remove the layers that keep a man from knowing and loving you. Pinpointing exactly what you're doing that makes men not want to be close to you. How to tell if you're unknowingly sending off a signal that says, you can only get this close, and that's it. How to make a man do what you want him to do and make him think it was his idea. How to influence or shape your man's opinion with the power of words, even if he doesn't see the need to change. How you can influence him. How you influence him will affect his behavior towards you, for better or worse. Discover the secret to making a man feel understood by you. Master this secret, and you can ask your man for almost anything, and he'll be willing to give it. How to use your femininity to disarm a man and break down his defenses and turn him into a caring and sensitive man, the kind that you've always wanted. How to master the art of perfect timing to get what you want in a relationship. Why you should not compete with your man and when to allow your man to be your superior. Even when you're capable of being his equal, trying to be his equal in certain areas will only drive him away and won't lead to the intimacy you crave. How to use your innate feminine power to make a man powerless to resist you. This is what separates women that men fall in love with from those that men ignore and take for granted. The things a woman does that make a man shut up and feel alienated from her. If you're doing these things, you may be sabotaging your relationships. The kiss of death in a relationship and how to avoid it. The ultimate secret that gives you more influence with men than you've ever imagined. This might sound silly, but it works like magic when it comes to persuading men to your way of thinking. The part of your body that serves as a strong elixir which men want to be held captive to. No, it's not your breasts, your legs, or your derrière. In fact, use this part of your body to the hilt, and you'll have him wrapped around your little finger. How to make a man feel cherished by you, and as a result, he will want to spend more time with you and want to be around you more often. Why some women drive away good men or continually pick losers. How to tell the difference between impulses and feelings so that you'll never again allow the intensity of impulses to guide you in making a poor choice with a man. How to be strong by being vulnerable. Women who know how to use vulnerability as a relationship device are always astonished by the impact that makes on a man. How to determine if you have barbed wire around your heart, and how to let the defense weapon down and allow a man to love you. How to take advantage of a man's natural predisposition to make him do everything possible to make you happy. What do men really find attractive in a woman? A survey of hundreds of men reveals that it's not a woman's breast, legs, or derrière that they're always considered more attractive. It's something you already have, and when you crank it up to the megawatt brilliance that I suggest, you'll maximize your sex appeal. The #1 problem that couples face. This problem is like a cancer that permeates all other areas of your life, and I'll show you 3 ways to overcome it. Why men don't listen. The reflective listening technique you can do that will make a man eagerly listen to what you're saying as if it were pure gold. The 4 words that all women should memorize in order to have a successful relationship with men. These words point to a fundamental difference between men and women that you must never forget. The truth list exercise, a magical technique for uncovering the special qualities that men and people in general find attractive in you. This will enable you to allow those qualities to surface, thereby boosting your confidence along the way. Men find confidence absolutely sexy. How not to let your past hurts sabotage your chance of having successful relationships, and so much more. So let me ask you, how much is all this worth to you? If you're a single woman, what's the value of becoming totally irresistible to men, attracting the man of your dreams, making him fall in love with you, marry you, and give you your heart's desire? If you're a married woman, how would your life improve when you reignite the spark in your marriage, make your husband fall in love with you all over again, enjoy deeper intimacy with him, and have an enduring marriage? What's the value of not wasting any more time trying to figure men out and read them like a book instead, or having the ability to easily diffuse quarrels, arguments, and other relationship troubles as they occur, and be able to effortlessly influence your man to your way of thinking? What price can you put on learning to become a woman that men adore and never want to leave? $3,000? $2,000? $1,000? Would you believe it if I told you that the woman men adore and never want to leave won't even cost you $500? No, not even $100 or even $50. Your investment in your relationships and your life is only $47. In fact, that's less than the cost of a daily cup of coffee from Starbucks for a month. Yes, I know the price is low, especially when you consider that a 45-minute session with me costs $175. At just one session a week for 3 months, that's $2,100. And I have several clients that pay that amount. But remember that the reason I created my ebook is to help more than just clients who are able to consult me face-to-face in my home state of Georgia. I want to help as many women as possible discover the same power over men that I've watched my private clients develop in the last 20 years. I will be raising the price of the ebook soon. And right now I'm offering the low introductory price of $47 just to make it affordable to as many people as possible. So I urge you to take me up on my offer now by taking my no-risk, ironclad, you better love it 100% guarantee. I am so confident that you'll be absolutely thrilled with the woman men adore and never want to leave, that I couldn't pry it out of your hands even if I tried. But don't take my word for it. Get your hands on my ebook today and put it to the test for 8 weeks. Read every page, try out all the tips, the tactics, the strategies on for size, and see if it's not worth at least 10 times more than what you paid for it. Or if it hasn't revolutionized your love life, or if you're not 100% satisfied within 8 weeks, I'll refund your entire purchase price. No questions asked. The only thing I ask is that you give it a fair try. Don't just skim over the woman men adore and never want to leave without implementing some or all of the secrets contained within it. You owe it to yourself to see how powerful these principles and insights actually work when applied. For the woman men adore and never want to leave is the first and last of its kind relationship book that will show you how to completely understand men once and for all and use that understanding to create the relationship of your dreams, not in months or years, but immediately. That's why this is the last book on man-woman relationships that you'll ever need to read. You'll get everything you need right in this book to accomplish your relationship goals and completely change your life. You've probably heard the bestsellers like Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, and he's just not that into you. Unlike those books and other relationship books on the market that point to the glaring differences between men and women, the woman men adore and never want to leave goes a step further and teaches you how to use those differences to your utmost advantage. When you master the principles I teach in the woman men adore and never want to leave, men won't be able to resist you. They'll do your bidding and will feel powerless around you. Best of all, they're going to love every minute of it. Everybody wins. Whether you want to get out of a relationship rut, attract the man that was meant for you, or awaken the passion in your current relationship. After you click the Add to Cart button below, you'll soon be able to awaken the power deep inside you to become captivating to men. I'm Bob Grant, and I want nothing more than for you to have the relationship of your dreams.